hello there and welcome back. Well, it's 8 o'clock, so it's our second opportunity to have a live look at our current one-day specials. Now, specials in plural because we have two options for you. They are an amazing deal, both of which were launched at 6 o'clock this evening, both of which you have been loving, and lots of you placing your orders for these. Now, you've got two choices, all on the same item number, which gives you a brilliant £5 saving on each one of those one-day specials. You can see you're getting a lot within these, lots of dies, lots of ideas, lots of inspiration, and lots of kind of connectivity, because everything has been designed with everything else in mind, and designed by John Lockwood as well. Hello, dear.
Hello.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm not quite as nervous now.
Well, I'm not surprised because everybody's been loving what you're bringing.
I've had such wonderful, thank you so much to everyone. I've had some wonderful comments come through on social media from people. I really genuinely appreciate it when people appreciate the work you do.
Yes.
I had a lovely message from a lady saying, I just want to thank you and Sam for the best Christmas collection I've seen of yours.
Oh, that's
and
fabulous.
It really does. It sort of, you know, it means
there,
something. It really does.
And this is because, obviously, when you're creating things, you give it a little bit of yourself, really, don't you? Now, of course, with every single one of the one-day special shows, we'll be concentrating on your two one-day specials and the complete collection at the bottom of your screen. I'll tell you about that in a few moments. But I have something else that I need to tell you about, because with every single live hour with your one-day special, we are introducing a brand new happy hour deal, and this is the one for this hour. You are spending less than a tenner, £9.99, and getting the incredible dies that I've got here. Now, with regards to these, you have to take advantage of them while you have the opportunity, because there's two things you need to be aware of. Firstly, that price, that £10 saving, is only good for this hour and this hour only, which means when we get to 9 o'clock, then that saving will disappear. These will go up to £19.99. The second thing you need to be aware of is when the stock is gone, that is it. Now, will it be a case of the stock will disappear first, or the clock, the time will go? I don't know. It's a difficult one to kind of predict, to be honest, because they are very, very popular dies. And now I can show you perhaps one of the ways you can use them alongside your one-day special. Now, obviously, this isn't the exact same scene that we're seeing within that design, or those designs that were shared with you, but this is something that you could create with them, John. You
could, yeah. It's actually strange. I had a message on social media last night from a lady who said, oh, please could you do baubles like the new ones, because she'd seen the sneak peek on the group, because we do a sneak peek on the crafting group, the crafting with John Mixer on Crafts too. She said, with a nativity scene in there, with a Mary and Joseph, with a, you know, with like the three wise men,
yes,
and things like that. And I said, look, the thing is, watch at the 8 o'clock show. I've got the strip scene dies that I did a couple of years ago, and of course, because the bauble is solid, you can cut them into it, or you can actually cut an outline and put them underneath behind. And the thing is, I don't repeat.
Yes.
And I don't mean that in a thing, but if I've done something and there's something in your stash from me that will work and will fit, even if it's 3 years ago, I'm not going to do it again.
Yeah.
So you're not going to see the bauble next year with these in there, because these exist, if that makes sense.
Makes sense.
But they are sized, so they will fit in these baubles, and they will also fit really well. If I was to do a larger bauble later in the year or something, then they might fit really well in there as well. But I design everything because it's just me.
Yeah.
And this sounds really thing, but because I do the drawing, because I do the graphic design element, because I feel like, you know, Dennis Waterman, I write the theme tune, I sing the theme tune, but I'm a control freak and I do the packaging and everything.
Okay.
I know everything I've done before in the last 4 years in the range, so I know what will work and what won't. So I won't repeat, but I will make sure that those will fit in with everything this year. And
I'll let you into a secret with that happy hour deal. I was meant to tell you a little while ago that 10% of the stock has gone. The update now, though, is 20% of the stock having gone. And that is our happy hour deal, where you've got those two dies for a phenomenal price. £19.99 is a brilliant price, a tenner each. Definitely, I would be going for these, because you've got the versatility of those different strips running through. And don't forget, with each one of these are different dies that you're looking at. They're all within that combination, should we say there. Very traditional, as you can see, but then you've got your polar there, so your wintertime scenes. But you need to be quick, 270110. But let's chat about the reason why we are here. It's a one-day special hour, so we've got your 2 different one-day specials. Now, each one of these are made up of 4 sets of dies. So this particular one is your framework collection, because I'm guessing it all comes together with the frame.
It does. It starts with the Baroque framework, which has got so many dies and combinations in there, and then everything works with it, so the sentiments fit in there perfectly. And of course the holly and the ivy and the poinsettia all work together to give you the beautiful finish to them.
Lovely.
To give you that beautiful thing. And to me, nothing beats a frame. You've got to have a frame.
Yes, yeah.
You've got to have mats and layers, or you've got to have a frame.
Yeah, yeah.
And maybe it's just my whole raison d'etre for crafting.
No,
but
it's a good combination, yeah.
You know, you need to have that, and you can see it there as it is on the packaging on that top one, is exactly the cards that's shown on the packaging. You see how large it is, but how it works beautifully with the Baroque snowflakes later on, but how it works with the sentiment, how it works with the flowers.
Indeed.
And again, you know, it just works together.
All comes together. Now, you've got 31 dies within those 4 packs of dies. And I know it's difficult to comprehend that you're getting so many dies within that packaging, but that is something that John has been quite conscious of, and we'll chat about that more. So 31 dies within those 4 packs and a £5 saving. So bear that in mind when I show you the second half of this collection. Again, this is another one-day special. Again, it's made up of 4 packs of dies. And again, you've got incredible value for money. So with these ones, we're seeing the baubles that you were referring to.
Yeah, so in here you've got Penny's bauble, because I should explain, last year I've done Sam's circles and Sam's stars, and we've done Peter's tree. Last year we had Jane's tree.
You did.
Hayley is giggling because she knows these people.
I do, yeah.
I'm working my way through everyone at Crafts too. So this year we have Penny's baubles.
Lovely.
And anyone who's been to see me at the show will know Penny.
Yeah.
And to be perfectly honest, one of those 3 baubles matches Penny exactly.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
And I know she'll shout at me. It's not the long pointy one at all. But that's where Penny's bauble comes in. But you see here, I've done the same idea. So in there, the baubles are working with the framework from the first, but the Baroque snowflake. See the separate blue snowflakes there?
Yes.
They're the same as the snowflakes that are holding that stag in place.
Clever, yeah.
So it's the same one. See the snowflake in the corner there? It's the same snowflake in all 4 corners.
Right.
See the middle big mandala?
Yes.
That's made up of that snowflake repeated twice.
Right.
And turned.
Just rotated around,
I think it's 12.5 degrees, as I remember.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Because I had to get my maths out on that one. But everything ties together. They stand alone, but the idea is that you can do something like this, where you can, I'll show the card that we finished from the earlier demonstration, the earlier show. The idea is that everything works together, so you've got the snowflakes, the sentiments from the first, but there are I'll show you in green, it shows up so much better.
Oh, look at that,
But you can see there how the framework works, the baubles are sized, and again, you'll see the sizing that you could, again, on the top of that bauble, make it solid and put the happy hour deal, and have the little nativity scene and things. So everything's sized to work together, and because there's one designer, it's not a team, everything ties together, and I naturally know all the sizes.
It's true. I love it. So those are your 2 one-day specials. Now, with that particular set that we were just looking at, I've forgotten the quantity of dies, but you're getting a lot of dies again within that particular set. So you're getting 20 dies, within that particular one that we've just looked at, and then 31 within the other. Now, of course, if you're wanting them all, then you can get them all, and we've got an amazing deal. But you've got a £5 saving on each one of those. So if you take those £5 savings with us, and we look at the option of getting them all together. Now, on your screen there, you can see you've got a £4 saving. That is in addition to the £10 saving that you are creating with your one-day special. So you're actually saving £14 overall, bringing the price down to £95.92. But if you're a Freedom member, that £10 that we've bought forward from the one-day special and your additional £13.59 means you're actually saving £23.59 in total, which is why that price comes right the way down to £86.33. Now, of course, it's considered purchase for anybody, which is why we like to help if we can, and that's why we've spread the cost over 3 payments, which makes it a very affordable £28.78, delivered to your door with that first payment if you are a Freedom member. You can see the details on your screen. But do consider the stock that we've got with these. Now, one thing I will mention to you before we go into the quantities of the larger bundle, they are available individually. For John, the one-day special, the individuals is all very important, but I will warn you that one of these is now a case. Has it gone all together now, the bauble? Or it's hanging on, if you excuse the pun. So, yeah, the bauble by itself. Now, at the moment, it's Sunday night. We're not able to give you any updates with regards to getting hold of this one. So, at this moment in time, that one is not available by itself. Obviously, in the morning, we may be able to have more of them. I don't know. But you are getting it in the bundle.
Sorry. That is the most individuals we've ever put on.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. There were the more individuals of the bauble.
Yeah, that
and that was the most we've ever done in any show, because I really think it's important that we've got individuals that people just buy what they want. You should never feel pushed. So I will make the call tomorrow to see if there is a chance of adding many more of those on. But I'm really shocked and surprised, because I know how many of those we had on individually, and it was a lot.
That's fair enough. Thank you for your honesty with that one. So there you go. If you're wanting to make sure that you're getting that hold of the bauble, then the complete bundle is the way to go. But of course, if you want individuals, you can do. Do just bear it in mind that half the stock of the complete bundle has gone. Now, this is a big bundle. We had huge quantities of these. We knew with regard to this one, because there was a pre-order available with this one, and we knew, due to the popularity of that pre-order, we knew how busy we were going to be with regards to the one-day special. So that's why we kind of braced ourselves, but didn't quite expect it to turn out the way that it has. It's an amazing deal, and you're getting so much within here. Should we have a quick look at the boards? Should we go to the boards? Now, we've got quite a few of these boards, and this is something I wanted to go through. Sorry, I disappeared off the screen for a moment then. The packaging's quite small with regard to these, so sometimes it's difficult to get the concept that you're getting such big dies.
It is, yeah. I mean, I'm going to be really naughty here and probably get told off, but I won't come too close.
I'm hiding.
Yeah, and I know we're both doubled. So that's the packaging for this die set. Okay. And what we do is we made this as a conscious decision. All of our packaging for Crafts 2 and for John Next Door is now in recyclable cardboard packaging, but also it's the smallest packaging possible for the die. So if you squeeze that on the side, you'll actually find that the edge of the die is touching the edge of the packet.
As I say, you can kind of see there, yeah.
Literally. That's not the biggest one. The biggest one is the frame moving up.
Oh, of course, because you've got
you go up to the top to the frame one, just to make it really hard for Paul Muster Marcus. Wow. That's the packaging. And that's the die inside. Wow, yeah. And basically what we found is by making it smaller, it makes it cheaper. Yeah. Because it's cheaper to move over. Yeah. It has a quarter of the carbon footprint in terms of delivery and packaging of if we have the big plastic clamshell. Okay, got you. So we've been able to reduce by 75% the carbon footprint of them. That is good to know. And we've also been able to reduce the price of moving them over, which is reflected in the price for customers, because at the end of the day, however much it costs for us to get it into the country is reflected in the price that we all pay, isn't it? It is. Now, I've noticed in that pack we've got 5 dies. So those 5 dies being used in variety of combinations give you this layout that we've got here, I guess. They do, yeah. So you can combine them all together because each one is separate. So you've got a separate outside pattern, a separate inside line, a separate inside pattern, separate circle, separate centre. So you can combine them together in lots and lots of different ways. And if you manage to get the Mayfield earlier this year, this will mix and match in with it. Oh, right, okay. So that you can extend that die that you've already got and extend this one into... But to me, that is easily non-Christmas. Yes, yeah. You can easily get away with that not being a Christmas look. Now, this is another board utilising the same die. That's exactly the same die set, and that's using the frame and them all together. So what you get if you cut... It's actually the top one is what you get if you cut 4 of the dies. You've still got 1 spare die left. Amazing, absolutely amazing. And all of these, I'm just going to fly through these because we could spend a whole hour admiring these fabulous boards, I could
to be honest.
For hours, I'm sorry.
Well, there's loads within here. Of course, you've got the baubles. I wanted to very quickly show you the baubles as well because, of course, you've got your innie and your outie with each one of those baubles. And, of course, you've got your little dingly danglers there and your crowns. I think that's what we were calling them. So, again, these are the ways that you'll get that happy hour included with this one if you wanted to actually bring the scene in, I'm guessing. Yeah, you could cut it into the bauble or cut it and add it on top or cut it out a little bit. I will try and show that at the before the end of the show. Okay.
Shall I try and show you that
look
quickly?
Look at this, I've got another 4 boards. I'm not going to go through those now because you will get bored if you excuse the pun. But we are going to be able to look at these fabulous dies and see them in action. I think that's the key thing. John's going to show us how he can work with these. But of course, that die that I've got here is going to sit back down there and you will get all 8 of these dies, or 8 of the die sets, should I say. Don't forget, you've got 31 dies in one of your one-day specials, another 20 in the other, which means over 50 dies. 51 dies you are getting within your complete bundle if you're choosing to go for it, which is the way that most of you have been going for them. So we're going to go over to John now, but 165491 if you wanted to get hold of these. But do look on the website before you check out your order, because we've got loads of other things that you might like to pop in at the same time. Oh, in fact, let me give you an update on the happy hour. Will I get that in there? Hey, oh, is that the right way around as well? That's a bit of a bonus, isn't it? Now, the happy hour deal, those 2 dies, no way. 60% of the stock. It's only 1/4 past. Okay.
If that one goes, there isn't a spare.
We've got another 45 minutes to go. I can't see us having enough stock to see us right the way through, which, if that's the case, that is the case. That's the way that it works with a happy hour deal. So get involved as soon as you can. And I think these are some of the most usable dies you could have to depict Christmas, especially the nativity scene. And I know when these were launched just how popular they were. So to be able to get both of them for less than a tenner, phenomenal. 270110. Now, I mentioned the website and other bits and pieces that you might like to add in. John's going to reference everything that he's working with, but the website is the way for you to find all of those things that he's speaking of. We've got brand new colours of the pollen. I know that you've been loving those, and you've also been loving your faux snow that we've got for you as well. So you can add those in alongside. Very affordable things that you can add in there. You can see they're just $14.99 for that pollen. We've also got some brilliant combinations of cards, duo tones, 2 different colours featuring in each one of those bundles, including the incredible waterfall card. You've also got your gloss and your satin in there. 30 sheets for $14.99. It works out at 50p per sheet. And bear in mind, many of these dies are A6. Just imagine how many die cuts you're going to get out of one of those packs. Of course, you've got all the other fundamentals there, including the die cutting machine, which is kind of important when you're buying dies. So if you do need one, then you can get hold of that here. Now, right. John,
so
what are you going to show us?
What I've done is, very quickly, I've cut one of the baubles in the green satin card.
Lovely.
Yeah. And what I want to do is, I want to have the nativity scene. I want to have the... I would call it the 3 wise men, but it's not. It's the 3 shepherds, isn't it?
I think it might be.
So it's the shepherds
yes,
that I want to get onto this, and I want to have them on the top. And people will go, well, there's not an inside bit, so how do you put it in or on? Right. It's really simple. I've cut it out already, and you can see here, hopefully. Okay. There, I've got that, and decide which bit I want, and I'm going to use the bauble itself.
Oh right, okay, yeah.
So I'm going to say what I want is I want the edge, I want those 3, and I want that little edge.
It's like a little scene all of its own.
So I make sure the card is covered. Okay. Yeah, literally. And then I run that through. That's it. I've already cut my solid bauble for the background. So hang on a minute. If we've got other dies that are kind of those edge style dies, where you've got the depth, they'll all work with the baubles? All work exactly the same way. You cut the bauble out. You see there now, I've got the little piece of bauble. Or I've got this little random piece that looks very, very weird. Okay. A little bit of spray glue on the back, which I'm just going to add. Okay. So I'll do that into the box. The imaginary box. You imagine if there actually was a box there ever. Bring the bauble actually in itself. Okay. And I just put that on the base. Oh, look at that. Let's just get him in the right place. There we go. And there is, I'll hold him up. Oh, that's lovely. There's my... That is a clever idea. Shepherd's bauble. And then I would cut a little crown for the top in white, thread it on a ribbon, and that's on my card. So just because I've made you inserts that fit to do the stag doesn't mean you can just use them for that. That's why, to me, it was really important that we gave you the outside die there. Yeah? So I got you the outside die there, so that you can do that. And again, I could move that along and actually this time have the Nativity or Mary and Joseph and Baby Jesus or whatever. I'm so glad that you've done that nice and early on because that happy hour deal is flying out. 80% of the stock has gone. Realistically, we're not going to have that available when we come into the next hour at 9 o'clock. So do make sure you take advantage of it while you've got the chance. If by some chance we do have any stock left, it will go up by £10, but I can't see that happening with the quantity flying out that is at the moment. 270110. Don't forget, it's just
not just the nativity scene that we've just been speaking of. You've got that polar scene as well. So if you've got people that don't necessarily celebrate Christmas in a traditional way, then maybe it's going to be winter sentiments, winter greetings you're sending them, which is why that polar one is such a good idea as well. But now we are looking at a limited stock situation with regards to these. So if you are wanting them, make sure they get in your basket as soon as you possibly can. But more importantly, make sure you're checking that basket out. If you're placing your order by the phone lines, I just hope that you manage to get through in time and be able to kind of reserve the stock for you, because when they've gone, they've gone. This is why sometimes jumping on the website and placing your order can give you a little bit of a head start with regards to deals like this. And it's not a scary website. If you've never used it before, it's very, very simple. Just get on there, but make sure you get these into your basket, because it kind of reserves them ready for you to check your baskets out. But you have to check your basket out within a 10-minute time slot. Otherwise, they fall back into our stock allocation. So, yeah, if you're wanting these, you're going to have to be quick. Is there one opportunity left? Oh, my goodness, it's going to be a bun fight. I can't look. It's gone. It's gone. So there you go. Thank you to everybody that took advantage. If the situation changes and any of those don't get checked out, I will let you know. Don't worry, rest assured. I do that. So I will, but I can't see it happening, not when you're only paying £9.99 for both of them. Okie dokie. Thank you for getting involved. Don't forget, the top of the next one-day special hour at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, we'll have another happy hour deal for you then. So, John,
right.
Back to the plan.
I'm going to do something with the sort of Baroque snowflake or the snowflake mandala.
Okay.
This time. So I'm going to do, first of all, something simple, then I'll do something complicated. But remember, there is, on every single, all 8 of these die sets, there is a video that went live on my YouTube channel tonight at 6 o'clock.
Oh, okay.
So at 6 o'clock tonight, there's a video on my YouTube channel gone live, one for every single one, each of 8 of these.
Brilliant.
So if you want to watch it, and it will show you exactly how to make a card from start to finish. And it's not one of those videos of, you know, hello and welcome. Today I'm going to be using, because I don't do that. Basically, it starts overhead. You see a shot of me, literally like this, with my hands, with this exact same board, going, right, in this demonstration, I'm going to show you how to use this style.
Straight in there.
And
Makes sense,
bang
yeah.
and go into it. None of them longer than 20 minutes. Well, it's boring, isn't it? Let's face it.
It's good to have that resource, that library, where we can visit and see them all in one place.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it is. And what we actually do is I've got a brilliant friend, couple, Paul and Elaine Keeler, and every time there's a new video, what they actually do is they upload a list of them. They add it to the list that's on the Crafting with John Next Door on Crafts 2 group.
Yes.
And if you go on there, you'll see the post. He always bumps it to the top when there's new ones.
Brilliant.
And that lists you every product and then gives you a link to that specific video.
Fabulous.
And bless them, because I haven't the time or the patience to do that. I'm sorry, guys, I haven't. Filming them's enough.
Yes.
The worst one was when I filmed one this time. And then I finished and realised I hadn't pressed record on my camera.
Oh, no, John.
And had to prep it and start all over again.
Oh, bless you.
Yeah. So
now, what are you working with now?
What I'm going to do is, this is the Baroque sentiment, and what I want to do is, I want to put joy in the middle.
Okay.
Now, what I did was, I'm just making sure that these are, I'm using my board just to get them straight on a line and using the lines to space them in between. I showed you this in the earlier show.
Yeah.
Get them straight first, then use a piece of tape, pick them up, and then cut it.
Right.
And what I want to do is I want this in the centre. So I am going to eyeball it.
So this is going to cut those letters out
will cut
of
these
the
letters
card. Right, okay, yeah.
into the card.
Got you. So there's not an outside edge at the moment with this.
Unlike my stencil sentiments, these don't, it's not the gap that gives you the letter, the word, it's the card that's left behind, and that makes no sense until I show you. But really quick and simple. This is, you know, an easy one to do. I'm going to go forward and back because I'm asking it to cut a lot. Always with any die, no matter how good, no matter who's sold it and told you it's brilliant, turn it over and check on the other side it's actually cut.
Okay.
Because this is the time to run it back through with a shim,
That's
isn't
a fair
it?
point, yeah.
And I'm actually using a craft card here, but see how
Oh,
beautifully
look at
that cuts. And there I've got my joy cut into it. You see what I mean? The letter is hanging in the space rather than the space being the letter. But you will find on this, I sized this so that both joy and hope will fit in the middle.
And that's
Peace
where...
won't,
Oh, I see. And this is where we've got an example here from Barbara, and it shows that because of the way that they're set up, you can kind of almost do that crossword look with these. So you've got obviously a joy coming down there, and I was just thinking to myself, you could do that with the card that John's working with. But here you can see hope is going across, and then the E from hope picking up a piece at the end there.
And I show you that on one of the YouTube videos of how to do that.
Okay.
Because I thought that's one thing people will say to me. How did she do that one? Well, it was easier to do the video first on that one to save myself some time.
Fabulous.
So this is the benefit of dies that we always forget. I can cut this hundreds of times exactly the same.
Yeah.
This time I've cut it in gold mirror card, and all I'm going to do is just slightly, I'm going to start correctly with it exactly on the top. I've already added some spray glue, and I'm going to move it 2 mil circular. You won't see that until I pop it
Oh, yes,
the
it's just
card.
slightly offset, yeah. Got
And
it.
so I get that beautiful gold offset. So a little bit of craft card just embossed on the background. You could use the snowflake embossing folder that was in the last happy hour.
Yeah, we had a nice set of
beautiful on this.
embossing folders if you managed to get hold of those. Those could be ones that you're using in yours, yeah.
Just in the centre. And what I've got here is a little collection of foliage using the plate. So I'll bring this in. What I'll do is I'm going to cut this just to show you. So this is the holly and the ivy
And
plate.
this is the one that comes alongside, is it the poinsettia in that particular
It does.
bundle?
It comes in the first bundle with a poinsettia.
Lovely.
So, and what I've done is, I've shown this loads of times, and again I've shown it on one of the videos. I've cut my card to A6.
So this is a quarter of an A4
so this
sheet.
is a quarter of an A4 sheet. So you're going to get this out 4 times. Now, if you cut this in 2 different colours on all 4, you actually get enough to make this card 12 times.
Wow.
Because we don't use anywhere near as much. So the way I always like to think of it is that if the dies are expensive or the dies are the big investment, if I can make the dies so that you're getting the best out of your card, at least it makes it cheaper in card.
Yeah, and often if you've got these and you were cutting them out as individual pieces, you'd be cutting them out of an A4 sheet. You wouldn't place them to just take a quarter of that sheet. So you probably find that to cut the same amount of elements out, you're using half of the A4 sheet and you've got a lot of waste with it. With this, it's minimal waste. But saying that, the waste is pretty as well, so you can utilise that.
The waste works as a background. And again, I've tried to make it as sort of even as I possibly can. I never clean my dies out properly, so I think I've not cut this one. No, I haven't. Well done. I will show you what to do if that happens. But what you're actually getting out of this is you're getting 4 sprays of ivy, left and right. So if I can show those, left and right, small, a left and a right large. Now this hasn't cut fully through, because can you see here I've got a little piece of grey in there still? From when I've cut it previously. So it's kind of stopped it from cutting out, which is never the best. It's going to come out, isn't it, if I tease it out gently. But you've also got the same in the holly. You've got a left and a right in a large and a small. I say large, it's small and micro, if that makes more sense. So you get there we go. So I've got 2 large,
There's loads.
2 small, but you're not going to use anywhere near that much in it.
Now, incidentally, you may well have noticed popped up at the bottom of the screen there, the cardstock. Now, I've just chosen one of the selections that we've got. We've got these in different colour combinations, but this one is your red and green. And it's made up of 30 sheets. Now, your 30 sheets are spread over your different finishes with regards to these. So this one is your red and green. You can see you've got your glossy card, you've got your satin finish card there. You've also got that amazing waterfall card. This is like your glitter card, but it's kind of got that vertical line running through it at the same time. You've also got it in the red as well, and as you can see here, you've got your 6 sheets in total. Now you're going to get 5 sheets of each one of these, which equates to, wait for it, 50 pence per sheet. Now cast your mind back to what John was saying there. You're going to be able to use a quarter of this for one of those passes. So that actually means for the cost of £12, try again, 12.5 pence. I was trying to say 12 pence and 50p, that's not right. It's 12.5 pence. You are going to be cutting out one of those dies because they're A6 in size. And then the results can be things like this, which I think is beautiful, creating those gorgeous waterfall, little florals and foliage content that you can see there. A beautiful die. And that's cutting out quite a thick cardstock with those dies.
Oh, it is, yeah. The dies are, all of the cardstock that we do is die cut, non-shed.
Okay.
There's no glitter anywhere near any of them. There's no mirrors near any of the mirror card or anything. And it is all die cuttable, non-shed glitter card. And every single one, even these snowflakes, will cut from the waterfall card.
Beautiful.
And you can see how intricate those are. So we made sure, and it's the one thing I test ridiculously, because although if you look at the colours there, they match beautifully. Yeah. They actually come from two completely different companies.
Do they really? Oh,
yeah.
We wouldn't have thought
that. The
that.
glitter card comes from the company that are experts in glitter card.
Ah, okay.
The satin and the gloss come from a company that are experts in satin and gloss.
Right.
But I insisted on the same Pantone reference colour.
Got you,
So
yes.
I know these are ours because I created the codes for them.
Brilliant.
So that they all matched perfectly.
I love it.
I told you I'm a control
freak. We've actually got 4 different combinations of your cardstock. This one's your red and green. You've also got things like your gold and silver with those as well. And you probably spied them on our set because they look absolutely amazing. So these ones are your gold and your red. So if you're wanting those ones, the details are there on your screen. Don't forget you've got your purple and your blue, your pink and your rose gold featured in one, and also your gold and your silver. So absolutely beautiful. So yeah, so simple. They're all on the same item number as well. I didn't realise. I thought they were different item numbers. Oh, they are different item numbers. I didn't see it change. Gosh, before my eyes, just like that. 165809 if you're wanting your blue. So that's green and red, blue we've covered. What's the next one that we're going to look at? Oh, the pink. This is a pretty one. So this is gorgeous. This is the one where you kind of got that rose gold and almost like a champagne colour in there. It's beautiful. $14.99 for that one, 771644. And then your very traditional gold and silver. This one's always a popular one. And again, so affordable at $14.99, 714. 777, and as I say, 50 pence per sheet is an incredible value price. So keep a note of those item numbers because you will revisit those over time because you won't want to be without them, to be fair. Very useful cardstock to have, John.
Extremely. Well, I was saying to a friend of mine, messaged me, and she said, right, I've bought the complete collection. She said, and I've also bought some more of the gold and silver, and I think she said the blue as well. She said, I'm going to be on baked beans for the rest of the month. I said, I've actually ordered 5 packs of each of it to keep me going because I know how low stocks we've got,
right?
And I know how long it takes to come back in. I said, so I'm going to be on baked beans as well because people think because you do this, you think you're like
everything's just given to you.
Everything's just given to you.
Just click your fingers and it's there.
No, you really don't. Well, I'm a terrible spender. But so what I'm doing is just adding some of the foliage. But if you notice, although you hardly see it when you look at the piece, they've all got a curve. They've all got a left or a right curve.
Right, okay, yeah.
And that's been sized to fit around the snowflake.
Very nice, yeah.
Yeah, so that you don't have to... One of the most annoying things I found was getting foliage and trying to make it go around a circle.
Yes, yeah.
So this has already been done for you. So all I'm literally going to do is to take... I'm using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm using 6 bits, and each plate gives me 2, 4, 6, gives me 8. So there's not even a plate's worth here. So you see what I mean about making 12 cards?
Yes.
And then I've got the mini poinsettias.
Oh, these are so pretty.
And I will show you how to make these in a second. I just want to add them on because they're so beautiful.
Now, this particular die by itself is limited in stock by itself. We mentioned how they are available individually. This is another one. And I've just picked this card up, John, because I've got a feeling that this is almost like the reverse of what you're creating because the aperture there could be the aperture that you've created when you've cut the snowflake out.
That is the aperture from when I've cut the snowflake out, and that is one of the video cards.
Oh, okay.
So if you want to know how to make that card exactly, then you just need to watch one of the videos on YouTube and it will show you how to make that card. But don't worry, that picture's at the front of the video.
Brilliant.
Sam got clever this time.
So you don't have to watch it all to... It's like, wait for the big reveal at the end, then you know which card it is.
He's put the picture on the beginning.
Okay, lovely.
So I've done that, but I wanted to show you a real quick card.
Ah, it's cute.
But how they work. But what I love is how the poinsettia are not too big.
Yes, yeah.
I've done big ones. We've done the big mantelpiece pleasers. You can build these up, but that works. But it's so easy to do. So just to make that poinsettia, all I'm going to do is I'll move that out the way. I've cut this again, A6 card.
Yeah.
This is just Crafts 2 red linen, but these cut perfectly in all of the special finish cards we've got. But again, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24.
Wow.
So you get 24, and again, if you look at the background,
so that's 100 out, or nearly 100,
nearly 100
out of
from
an
an A4 sheet.
Wow.
But what I've done is it goes large to small, large to small, large to small, large to small.
Clever.
So you could actually continue that
right.
to make a larger background.
Clever.
So you could continue the pattern
Yes.
to make yourself a larger background of it.
Now, incidentally, that particular die, similar situation to the bauble, at this moment in time, it has sold out by itself. Again, we don't have any update with regard to whether we'll have that back by itself, but again, it's one that is in the complete collection, or it's in your one-day special. You've got your 2 one-day specials. Obviously, one of them has got the poinsettia in and the other one has got the baubles in. These are both dies that have now sold out individually, but if you're going for the combination of the two together, then obviously you will get both of those that you could well have missed out on the individuals. But your 2 one-day specials made up of 4 sets of dies, as you can see. You've got 30 one dies in this particular set. The other option of your one-day special, you've got a further 20, which means overall you've got 51 dies if you choose to go for them all together. Of course, you've got savings with your one-day special. Each one of those you've got a £5 saving, but gathering up those savings and taking them towards the complete bundle means that overall you are saving at least £14. £10 from your one-day special savings and that additional 4 that you can see on your screen. But if you are a Freedom member, you are saving more because that £10 saving is being carried forward, but you've got an additional £13.59 saving, meaning that overall you are saving £23.59. Of course, that has a knock-on effect, so your flexi-buy payments, which you're going to get 3 of, will come down if you are a Freedom member. Either way, you can see you are going to be paying £28.78 as a Freedom member, with that first payment getting your bundle delivered to your door. That is the key thing. Second payment will go out in a month's time and the third a month after that. Now, if you are going for one of the one-day specials, which you may choose to, and that is fine, it's all about choice, it's all about options. You have got flexi-buy available with regards to your one-day special, but you're looking at spending around £25 on that first payment. So I personally would certainly consider the possibility of paying that little bit more for what you were planning on paying today. Yes, you'll have a second payment in a month's time, which again will be a little bit more than it would have been had you gone for the one-day special, but you are getting all 8 of those sets. Now, you will have a third payment to make, but at that point you will realise just how advantageous it is to have all of these dies, because they all work and have all been designed to work together, which is why it makes sense. 165491. How are you getting over there,
right,
John?
So really simple. So I've pulled a few out, but I want to show you this is an easy way to shape them, because you look at small flowers and you think nothing you can do but you stick them on flat, don't you? But I've not on here, you can see, look, you've got them all 3D. So how do we do that?
Yeah.
Well, I don't do difficult.
Okay.
So literally, a pair of tweezers.
Right.
These are Janome.
Oh, is that from a sewing machine?
Yes.
I was using a pair similar to that from the overlocker earlier on today.
Yeah, you know, long, thin ones that, again, I think they come with sewing machines, but I know these are my Janome ones. Right tool, right job. Grab each petal, fold it over.
Oh, just a little pinch.
Grab it, pinch it. Anybody can do this. There's no skill, no special tools. Use your eyebrow tweezers. I've got the right, even the smaller ones, I've got the right, I've got the reversible tweezers, which are perfect for my flower making my centres. But for this...
See, this is good advice, because I'm terrible. I've got fingers like bananas and I'd be pulling off those petals.
I'm not being funny, look at them. I've got fat sausage fingers and I make short, stubby hands. I have, and I've got fat sausage fingers. I've never pretended I've got anything other than that, to be honest. Look, come on, that looks like a kid's hand, let's be honest. But if I can do it, even onto the little tiny ones, and if you're struggling to pick them up, and some people will absolutely hate this,
okay,
but wet your finger and they'll pick up.
Okay, fair enough. And I know you've got little pick-up tools and things that you can get hold of,
that's what I tend to use at home, actually. But even the tiny one, watch, just pinch it over the edge of your tweezers.
Oh, look at that, they're so dainty.
And suddenly it goes from being, to my mind, dead to living.
Puts life into it, that's right.
Puts life suddenly
But you know
into
what? If you were to just show me those and you cut them out of pink, then I think it was a different flower altogether.
I love my poinsettia shape. This is my classic poinsettia shape. I would never pretend I've reinvented the wheel, but also I don't see the point. If you've bought my poinsettia, I've always said I won't do a new one every year in a different shape. What's the point?
Yeah.
I've got it right first time. So this will match in with all the poinsettias I've done for the last 4 years.
Okay.
So it'll give you smaller versions, and it's drawn to be naturalistic. And I know a lot of people who use my poinsettia to make lilies.
Yes, yeah.
And make orchid type, you know, the really florid
they make
ones.
like a lovely blossom. I mean, you could do such a kind of trail of flowers, almost like a clematis.
I was about to say, it reminds me of the clematis we've got growing at home at the moment. But what I want to do is, and again, for the middle of these, to get that naturalistic look, this is where I use the pollen.
Yes, the pollen, we've not seen this in action yet.
This is just Craft Artist PVA, and this is mixed with water.
Right.
Just to make it, I've got an air bubble there, which makes it flow beautifully in the fine line bottle.
Right.
Because, you know, if we put water in the glue, you don't get any benefit. We might
well, you're only buying half the glue, really,
yeah,
aren't you?
Exactly. So we make it as thick as we can and add some water in. But literally, this is the grey.
Okay.
But this is perfect for poinsettias. I would normally do it over a piece of paper, but I don't know. I'll put it down so that you can see it.
Oh, look at that.
But look how real that looks. And you can really genuinely, I know we can't zoom in anymore, but you could zoom all the way into that.
It's like
and
a little
they
sphere,
will look like they've got real seedy pollen in there. And again, if you look at a poinsettia, it's not yellow, it's not orange, it's not bright. It's a grey or it's a green.
Right,
and because of the quantity, I decant mine.
Yeah.
So this is decanted out of this pot.
Because that's the size pot that we're getting, is it?
And
That's
this
in
is
your
what
hand
I've
now?
used. So that's actually out of that pot.
Okay.
That whole pot there. So if you've got little pots like me, make your own colours.
Oh, mix them together.
Yeah, so mix them together. So if you want a sort of a more verdant green, mix your grey with your green now. Because
it's quite a bold green. I mean, it's not, I wouldn't say it's a bright green, but it's quite a strong green.
It is. It's verdant. Is the colour I would...
Is that the way they call it? I've never heard of that as a colour.
Verdant means sort of very green fabric, you know. But you can see, if you can see there, look.
Oh, it's knocked it down. Oh, yes. Well, that's effective, isn't it, mixing your own?
And there's different colours and things in there because you get so much.
I get a huge
amount.
Love it.
Now, if anyone did get the original pollen, it did come with a spoon.
Okay.
It doesn't now.
Right.
The new one. It's 18 months later and the price hasn't changed.
Oh,
that's all I'm going to say about the spoon.
Yeah, well, I can find a spoon. I've got
to be honest,
of those at home.
This is one Leslie gave me from an airline.
Oh, really?
Now, knowing Leslie, this is probably a business class spoon.
Oh, yes, it will be. I'm surprised it's not silver.
Well, I'm going to say, no. I think she's kept the first class silver ones for herself. But yeah, I mean, I was actually using mine at home. I was using one of those 5mm teaspoon measures.
Oh,
Spoon's a spoon.
It is.
That was perfect.
Yeah.
But yeah, love the pollen. Really beautiful for
now,
this.
your pollen is going to come to you in a pack of 6 different colours, as you can see there. So, of course, make your own combinations if you wanted to. And I have to say, it's quite a weighty combination. You've got 50 ml in each one of those. You've got your winter colours, as you can see, but they are absolutely beautiful. You've got those gorgeous blues in there, that fabulous grey, and then, of course, that gorgeous, I love that kind of lilac colour that we've got there. So 648376 if you're wanting to get hold of those. Something else, can I mention quickly the snow as well? Because I don't think I've had a chance to tell you about this one. Now, I'm not going to bring the whole pack in because I've got a picture to share with you, but I've got to show, I'm going to make it snow. I know, I can do that. Yeah, it's a talent. So have a look at this. Now, this is your faux snow. It's professional grade. So this is a kind of snow that you will see, and you will have it. You'll have seen it in the department stores, in Santa's grottos, and this is absolutely amazing. It's so light that you can see if you're wanting to use it in things like your shaker cards, you are getting that faux snow look. Now, you're getting a big bag of this, a huge bag, in fact. So once you get the air into it, it's going to go even further. I'll show you the size of the bag in a few moments, but you're going to get your A5 sheets with this as well. So this is what you're going to get. So you can see that you can kind of grasp the size of the bag there from looking at the A5 sheets. But let me show you, when we actually see it, it's a considerable size bag that you've got there, but rapidly approaching 40% of the stock has gone. It's the first time I've had the opportunity to show you this. This is going to go a long way, John.
It really, really does. I have just got onto my second bag.
Really?
And that's, you know what it's, as a demonstrator,
yes.
you know.
Well, when you've got something like this, you want to use it all the time. If you show me a shaker card, yes.
then you know that I've made it 3 times,
yes.
if not 6. And, you know, things like that. So I've just got onto my second bag. So it is, there. You get so much in there, and it is, I just love it. And it's so much finer. We did one not last year, the year before, which was a 3mm.
Right.
It's actually made of recycled chewed plastic.
Oh, is that?
That's what it actually is.
That will explain why it's so light.
Yeah. But it was 3mm. So this, for last year and for this year, we've gone for 2mm. So it's a lot finer, but this is the Harrods one.
Oh, I say, are we allowed to say
this is the Harrods one, not the Poundland window one. Yeah, to be honest.
The shops are available.
Yeah, sorry.
That's okay. So it's a high class, top end, we like to call it, artificial snow. And the beauty is it's £9.99, not only for your huge bag, as you can see here, but don't forget you're going to get those A5 double-sided adhesive sheets as well. Less than a tenner, absolutely brilliant. And if you're popping that in alongside your complete bundle with your 3 flexi buys, works out £3.33 extra. You're hardly going to notice that that's there, are you? But you are going to notice when you have got this, because you'll be using it all the time. 905 695 if you fancy getting hold of those. You can add your pollen in at the same time if you wanted to. That's an extra £5 on each one of those 3 flexi buy payments. So, John, should we come back to you?
Yeah, so shall I do something quickly?
Oh, okay then, yeah.
Because that was supposed to be quick, but it wasn't, because I rabbited too much.
That's right, well, we were having
so
a
I'm
chat
going to be
and
really, really quick this time. So what I've actually done is, I've got, this is from the Blues pack. Yeah, so this is from the Blues pack, and I've got here the 2, because in the Blues you get 2 satins.
It's almost like a denim blue.
Yeah,
Wow,
the gloss in one of them wasn't pretty.
Okay.
So I went for 2 satins.
Right, fair enough.
So what I've got is, and I've cut this exactly to the size of the plate.
Right,
yeah?
okay.
So rather than going A6, this is actually 3 3/4 inches by just over 5 1/4 inch.
Okay, right.
And the reason I've done that is because I'm cheap. And I've taken it out of the middle of the backing for this.
Ah, clever.
So these have been cut out from the middle of these
That's
mats
such
and
a
layers.
good idea. So whenever you're doing your mats and layers, have one of these dies to hand and just get them out.
Yeah, basically get a rectangle or a square die, and don't gut card, because you never use the scraps.
Yeah, that's true.
You have a box full of them.
Yeah.
But on the same project, die cut from the layers and add them on the front, and then you'll use them, and that way.
Like your poinsettias and have flowers that are perfect.
I mean, the thing is, if this blue one here, this is where it's from.
Yeah.
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 Now, if I didn't want this on the front, then I wouldn't actually work the same way.
Right.
But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use the Baroque snowflake.
Okay.
And I'm just going to put it on. Now, I have to turn it this way just to make sure, because you can see it's exact. And I don't want to waste anything. So I'm taping it down to my plates.
Right,
There's no card to be left, so I need to tape it to my plates. So I'm just going to bring that in and cut it. And again, this has got 16 snowflakes. Oh, I need to tighten my handle. If you have got the Kaleido machine, you will find after a little while
it does work its way loose, doesn't it?
Its way loose.
Yeah, not to the point that it like drops off, but you'll lose. And I think you find that with many die cutting machines.
They all do it.
You have to attach a handle
because you're reversing it.
Yeah.
Because you go both ways with your handle, it kind of
it's almost like a centrifugal thing as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
I suppose.
It used to do it all the time in my first ever one. But just check they're all cut. Can you see there? Because I'm cutting satin card, don't know if you can see that, they're not all cut through.
Okay. Oh, yes, you can just about see them.
So
it's quite difficult when
basically,
it's so light.
what you do is pop your shim in.
Oh, okay.
Always
right.
check it first, then pop your metal. I mean, you know the metal
using
shim.
yeah, because of the fabrics, I have to say, yeah.
Yeah,
No,
but so one thing I'd rather say is that sometimes you look at these and think, oh, you're asking a lot of the dye.
Yeah.
Well, it means we have to take a little bit more care sometimes.
Yes, yeah.
But I'd rather tell you that.
And I think it's one of those things, as you gain your confidence with die cutting, you get to know the different combinations for your different styles of cardstock.
Yeah, and you end up, if you're like me, you just throw everything through until it works.
Yes.
And stop worrying about it, because you've got to stop panicking. So, you see here, these are all cut
look
now.
at these.
So I'll take the snowflakes out. So these are actually technically for this card waste.
But what a bonus though.
So let me just flick that off, there we go.
But look at all the different ones that have cut out from that. And these were literally the piece of card that you just used to kind of, well, for the want of a better phrase, gut your card. And you're getting all this result with them.
Yeah, so I'm getting all these pieces out. So let's just get all of these out from there. And I probably cut this a little bit too short.
Okay.
So I've clipped a bit of the corner, but it doesn't matter because I've kept it, so I can
But
always
when
put
you're
it back
layering
into
up,
place.
sometimes you use little pieces behind others, don't you? So if they're not complete, then they're always useful to have
Yeah,
anyway.
always.
You know.
So I'm going to use a little bit of spray glue into the magic box.
Okay.
We should call that Adam's magic box, because if he ever realised that I wasn't using one, he'd probably go, I would pay for it. So, there we go. So I'm just using this onto another piece of waste. And let's fit that piece back in. So now that waste has made me an even, symmetrical background panel.
That is beautiful.
So I've got all those two colours. So I'm just going to add a little bit of foam tape on.
Fabulous.
Because I can't do anything without foam tape, to be
I
perfectly
can't believe
honest.
we're down to the last 7 minutes of the hour. I mean, it's been so busy with everything going on. Don't forget, with our happy hour, did we have any bounce back? No, yeah. We'll have another one though at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. That'll be the first live hour of the day with the one day special. I've just found this card just as John's laying down that double-sided tape. This is utilising little cut-out pieces. I think this is a clever combination because they're actually glued on top of the cardstock there, which almost gives you that embossed look, which is very effective. Of course, the poinsettias. I mean, so many finished samples that the team have put together. These poinsettias, absolutely exquisite, as you can see, with regards to those. And the beauty is, had you wanted to, you could actually take some of those letter dies. You can see at the bottom there the word peace. But what about cutting them out like so? You can see how you can use them with the backing with the tiles, or using them by cutting them into your cardstock. It really is a fabulous combination. The fabulous baubles as well. I mean, these are included in your complete bundle as well. And then, of course, you've got those gorgeous corners, which are hardly touched on with regards to showing you the finished samples. But again, everything is so pretty. I mean, this is a beautiful card, and I love that. When you take your corners and you put them back to back, you get this kind of mandala look, and that's what Barbara's created with these. And the beauty is you're getting 4 corners, so you don't have to cut one out 4 times and then suddenly realise that you've got to do them in other colours to make up something like this particular card. It's one of those things that they're already in there. And again, the largest mandala that we were talking of with those snowflakes, that is included. Each one of those examples that I've shown you is taking a little essence of that complete collection, that gorgeous Christmas Baroque collection, and shown you just little ways for you to work with those. And the details are on your screen for your complete bundle. John, you just come into the next little stage of your card there.
Yep, so what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to do this very quickly. I've got the background made, it's all done, so it's all working. What I need to do now is I'm going to work on the sentiment for the middle, and I keep showing you how the sentiments work when they're stuck in.
Yeah.
So I was going to do peace, but I'll do joy, I'll do hope because it's quicker.
Okay.
Okay, so this time I want them cut out because I want them raised. So place each of your letters upside down on your board anywhere.
Right.
Place 4 of your outside lines, or as many as you're using. Again, upside down, cut side down. Take your tape, pick up your letter, float over, place in.
Oh, okay, right.
Pick up your letter, hover over, pick up your base, stick it down. Another piece of tape, letter, oh, that's a bit far along, but letter, centre, yeah. Letter, centre.
Clever.
Yeah, put those on. We'll just run those through.
Can I just show you, very quickly, I know I'm detracting again from John. I've just found this card. How amazing is that? I love this. It's a Christmas tree.
That's so clever.
Isn't that
it's
amazing?
Leslie again, isn't it?
That is so clever, and that's utilising the letters that John's working with at the moment. Very clever. Little, obviously, it's kind of like your little bucket, isn't it, that your tree goes into? So utilising other things that you've got in your staff.
Well, no, that's actually the square that comes with it, I think. Is it? Oh, no, it's not. It's a simple square.
It's got like a little stitch detail around the edge. So is that from one of the kind of the nesting square sets?
I think it's one of the nesting sets,
right.
yeah.
But you could use any square that you've got, couldn't you?
Yeah.
You could utilise the square that comes from this if you wanted to, I suppose. I like that one.
Because you will see, as the sort of collections go on, you will see Joy, Hope and Peace popping up in other places.
Wonderful.
On trees. So when they come out, this is literally, they've just fallen out, but can you see now, if I place these on a piece of white I've got, so this time I get the outside with it. So you've got H,
okay, yeah.
O.
You could do ho, ho, ho.
Oh, you could.
Or oh, 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 if you want to do them the other way round.
Or you could do hop.
Oh, all the combination. Now, there's a game. There's a game.
There is a game. But as I say, if you would like to see an alphabet of these, let me know. Because there's got to be enough interest. So, see there I've got hope.
Yes.
Now, what I could do is to take these and cut out four for the back.
Yes.
But do you know what? It's a serious faff.
Yes, that's true.
And it is, because you're lining them up. So what I tend to do is, again, I'm going to spray glue these for speed and because it's easier. So back again into the Adam box.
Apparently on our Facebook page, we've got people asking for alphabets with these.
Okay.
So there you go.
Excellent. Yeah, I'll always do, but what I'm doing is putting them bang next to each other. Yeah. Just on a piece of white. And because I'm trying to rush, of course, it doesn't go well.
Oh, bless you.
But if you're not happy or confident with scissors, then use the squares. That's what they're there for.
Right.
But I think, to me, that is a lot quicker. And
then cutting them into the individual, yes.
Just go down the channel. Yeah, I've got a strip already.
I've just thought of another one. He.
Oh, you
if
could
you don't
get
want to say ho, 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 it could
the
be
laughing gnome.
That's it. It could be. Oh, the laughing gnome. There we go.
That is going back.
That is a blast from the past. Our Marcus will recognise. See, Marcus, was it 1967? Oh, there you go. Oh, Marcus is. If you want to, somebody who's a specialised subject is music on your pub quiz, you'd ask Marcus every single time. Oh, he said old stuff.
Oh, right. See, I haven't got a clue. I really haven't. I must be honest, we played something the other day and it was the 90s. And I got every single artist and every
It's scary when something comes on the radio and you remember dancing it to.
And I haven't got a clue what anything is since about 1997.
Yes, when they tell you that it's from 30 years ago, that you're like, oh no, really?
So hope there, I'm going to be really quick.
Beautiful.
I would put that on, wrap it round, and add those on.
John, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Inspirational as always.
Thank you.
We have had an incredibly busy hour. Lots of you taking this time now to check your baskets out, and you've been waiting to the end of the show, which I can understand why. But make sure you're taking advantage of your deal while you've got the chance, and we'll see John back here